Alright, gonna start milling up the cherry for this cherry and maple desktop humidor. Just getting the edge lined up, and here I forgot that I turned my planer around, and I'm not able to figure out why it's not going in. It's because I'm sticking it in backwards, and eventually I figured it out. Couldn't believe I did that. I guess I need to paint an arrow on there or something saying this way, stupid. There we go, finally figured it out. Getting the cherry wood down to final thickness. Take it over to the table saw and get the board squared up. And right there you can see I decided to go ahead and keep that knot on there. I'm glad I did, because I really think that turned out really nice. Using my miter saw here to do the 45-degree cuts. And now I'm taping up that knot so I can use the black super glue to stabilize the knot. And now I'm cutting down some maple. The maple is going to be the top and the bottom, and then it's also going to be used for the dovetail splines. And once again, I'm squaring up the face and the sides. And over at the 18-inch bandsaw, I'm resawing it down to approximately 7/8 of an inch. When you're resawing, you definitely want to take your time. You don't want that blade to start drifting on you. And now I'm taking those pieces of the table saw, I'm squaring those up. And since these were not as wide as the humidor is, I'm having to make a panel. So I'm gluing up the panel here. And again, this will be the top and the bottom. And now I'm lined up the miters on the outside of the box, taping it up, and I'm gonna flip it over here so I can put glue inside the miters. So the tape is doing two things. One is keeping it lined up, and then second, it's going to act as a clamp. Once I bring all the, once I fold it together. And then I'll put some more tape right there. And again, it's going to act as a clamp. And as you'll see in a moment, I'm going to be adding splines to those miters anyways, so they'll be plenty strong. And here I'm just gluing the top and the bottom on. making sure I'm getting plenty of even clamp pressure. And then once that dried, I took it over to the bandsaw again to kind of cut some of the excess off. I could have got a little closer with the bandsaw, but I didn't want to take a chance of scuffing up the cherry part of the box. Now I take it over to the flush trim bit on the router table and just slowly take it down. And do that all the way around the top and the bottom. You know, it'll be flush up to the box. And now I got my little homemade spline jig that I made here, so I can put those dovetail splines in, and placing it in there, clamping it to the jig, and then running it over the dovetail bit. And probably the toughest thing on this is just getting that middle dovetail spline lined up so it looks like it's even in the middle. The outside ones are easy because you just line the first one up, and then when you turn around, flip it on the other side, it's going to be at the same distance. And here I am doing the middle splines. As you can see, I did a pretty good job of measuring that middle one. It's pretty dead on center. And now I'm taking some of the maple and making the actual dovetail spline. And there you go. As you can see, I'm gluing them in and using a makeshift hammer there to hammer it in place. And some of them are a tight fit, so I took a little sandpaper to it to loosen it up. And once that dries, take the flush trim saw and cut them off. And you want to be careful when you're doing this so you don't scuff up your wood, the face of the wood. And once that's done, it's time to cut the top off. And I was going to attempt to do something a little bit different here. That's why it's not going all the way through. But after doing it, I was like, I'm not going to do that. So I just went ahead and used the table saw to cut the top all the way off. You don't see it on here, but I did go back and just go ahead and run it through there. And now I'm using a little palm router to cut the mortise for the hinges. And they fit right on in there. And now I'm milling up some Spanish cedar. This is going to be for the inside of the humidor, and then also I'll be making some cigar baskets for it. And I'm resawing it here for the bottom of the humidor and the top inside of the humidor. about 1/8 of an inch or so. And now I'm gluing those inside. And got that done, and now I'm just routing around the edges, doing a nice little round over. And here I'm beginning to make the pieces for the cigar baskets, putting a little rabbet on each side, gluing the baskets up. And I did do these baskets a little different than I normally do. As you can see, there's a little rabbet down at the bottom. And instead of doing little slats, I went ahead and made solid pieces and then used the router to cut the little vent holes in them. Sometimes I just like to do things different. Doing it the same way all the time gets a little monotonous. And right there where you in the middle, right there where those boxes, where the pieces join at the bottom, was a 45-degree angle to kind of hide the line a little bit. It hit it somewhat, but. And once again, using the router table to put the vent holes. And then doing a little round over on them as well. Just kind of clean up the edges. And now I'm measuring for the rubber feet. I usually do them 1 inch from the sides. And after sanding it and everything, I'm applying the shellac. This shellac was a 1 pound cut. And this is just the first coat, and I ended up doing about 6 coats or so. And then after the last coat, kind of rubbed it down a little bit, and then put some paste wax on it. And this is the little piece for the inside that holds the Bovita pack or whatever you choose to use as to add humidity to the inside of the humidor. Once again, Spanish cedar. Glued the 3 sides on, and then took it over to the router table again to cut the little slits. You can get it lined up for the middle. And then I take it over to my sander here, drum sander thing. Not a drum sander, but a spindle sander. And cut that little space in there so it'll be easier to grab the humi pack out of there. Then once I'm done there, I'm gonna glue that in to the lid. Got a little spacer right there that I use. And then just stack some stuff on there to apply pressure. And this is the humidor. It's done. Got 2 trays. And I think it turned out pretty nice. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section. Thank you.